let's talk about the Grand Prix. Now that it's all over, now that Gasmoxia is finally done, I feel like it's time to judge them all for what they were. So we got 8 Grand Prix. We've all, before the podcast, decided to write down a list of our orders of them, and mine and Jack's are fairly similar to a point. In fact, we got 5 out of 8 that are the same. Yeah. Kane's a bit different.
Nitro Circus lower.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Neon Circus lower. Yeah. So, in fact, that is exactly right. He just swapped that. Yeah. Okay. Nice. So yeah, how do you want to do this? Do you want to go from bottom to top? I feel like that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I think our bottoms are all similar enough that we can kind of lop it off at bottom 3 and then
Okay, so I put Spyro as my least favorite Grand Prix. As the worst Grand Prix was Spyro, which Kane and Jack also put at 7th. So it's probably, in fact, it is the worst rated GP amongst all of us. If you average it out.
Yeah, so, the other 2 are tied for 7th.
And then the other 2 are tied for 7th. So yeah, let's talk about Spyro and Friends first then. What is it that you hate about the Spyro and Friends Grand Prix?
It was the most disappointing character set you could have picked. Nobody plays as Gnasty Gnorc. Hunter's definitely not your anyone's favorite friend of Spyro. But it's Spyro and Friends, so why is there Gnasty Gnorc? Yeah. And then Penta Penguin didn't get a freaking penguin.
Sergeant Bird skin.
Yeah, Sergeant Bird skin. Like there was opportunity there. And then like the Norm, Big Norm just got like a generic.
I honestly think they made those to be like World of Warcraft skins, and then they were like, "Oh, we don't have any Spyro skins. Let's just chuck them in the Spyro Grand Prix and pretend they're orcs when they weren't." Just generic orcs. Yeah, the skins were extremely disappointing. I think the only one that's an actual Spyro reference is the Zam skin. It's like the Fire Dog Zam, which is a reference to what is that level in Dream Weavers, the time level. I don't remember the name of the level.
Yeah.
The one based on like Nightmares. Yeah, no, not Midnight Mountain. It's based on Nightmares. It's gonna kill me now. Oh well. Someone correct us in the comments, but yeah, it's based on like that one Spyro 1 level with the Nightmare Dogs.
Oh, Spyro 1.
Yeah. So God, it's gonna bug me. It's gonna bug me. And well, we're gonna just go with it. So yeah, but the skins were really disappointing. The cosmetics were really disappointing in general. I think the gem, if anyone
other than the gem, Spyro, like everything else about it, I don't want to use the carts, I don't want to use the colors, I don't want to use the wheels.
The carts were ugly, and then the gem paint job is like the worst paint job in the game. Like it looks nice on one of the carts for the Spyro GP, and every other cart it looks ugly on. Like it's a really nasty paint decal. And then let's talk about Spyro Circuit, which is possibly the worst track that they made.
Agreed.
No, obviously because I've not had to I didn't play all the circuits, obviously, so I pretty much had to rank most of these off of the tracks, basically, because I didn't get to experience tours like as they were going on. But yeah, like the track was one of the main reasons. It's one of my bottom picks.
It's just really disappointing. They had the whole of the Spyro universe, and they just picked Dream. They just picked
places and made really bad sections. Because like the grass in that one where you could like jump over, but like they should have made the grass drivable.
Yeah, because if you land on it, you're just
out of bounds.
You get out of bounds. Yeah, it's really
even
bad.
If you like land on the wall, it just like out of bounds you. And it's like why?
Yeah, the wall's out of bounds. It's just so lazily made.
It's also the only one that I believe that isn't Blue Fire enabled as well, which makes it extremely
you're right.
Which makes it extremely slow. And it just really isn't fun. The portals, I don't like the portals at all.
They're probably the worst thing about the track, in my opinion.
Yeah. They spawn you in the exact same location, and you can just put an item there and hit everyone. It's a very if you're in first, it's very easy to maintain that lead by just spiking the portals essentially. So yeah, Spyro and Friends was probably the most disappointing. Also, can we just talk about, you won't understand this, Jack, but when we saw the Nitro bar for Spyro and Friends, and then we saw that the 2 skins, because obviously everyone had, before Rustland, everyone had a character, and then 2 skins as silver and gold. And for Spyro, Spyro was the character, but the 2 skins were Mind Over Mutant Crunch and Coco.
Oh yeah, I remember
the
that.
Spyro Grand Prix, and I just remember I was just like, oh, that's so bad.
Yeah, it's like they didn't actually intend to make a Spyro GP, and they were told last minute make a Spyro GP, so they just took whatever GP they were making and threw in Spyro.
Yeah,
probably meant to be like a Mind Over Mutant GP as well.
Probably they probably just cobbled together that GP at the last minute in terms of cosmetics. So yeah, that was that. So tied in 7th. There are 2 tied in 7th. I'm going to talk about.
I think
Back in Time technically is
7th.
Back in Time was my 7th. It's your least favorite, Kay, and it was Jack's 6th place.
Yeah, like, I hate the track and I hate all the characters. Baby T's all right, but like Baby Crash and Baby Coco, all their skins are just complete gremlin horrible nightmare fuel.
Yeah, they are.
Track just I don't like it at all, and yeah, I don't know. There wasn't really much there for me to like.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really like Prehistoric Playground. I feel like there's a load of people that for some reason really like that track.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it, but the geometry is really off on it. It's really awful. I hate the fact that the blue fire pad is in this place where essentially, if you're not in first, you're going to get hit by an item.
Yeah.
And I just don't like the idea of it's the only track in the game where if you want a good chance of winning, you genuinely have to stop and wait for everyone to go on that blue fire, watch everyone get wrecked, and then go after it.
Yeah.
Like it's the only track where you fully have to stop to let people pass as if it's like a crossroad. So yeah, that's really annoying. And then the cosmetics, I think the cosmetics were better than the Spyro Grand Prix because you had some cool themed cosmetics. Like you had like the mathematician fake crash skin, which was pretty cool. Like the nerd fake crash.
There's a few of them that were good.
Entropies was pretty decent. There are a couple of others that I'm blanking on, but and the cosmetics were fine as well. The rock tires were just fine. It was the only Grand Prix that didn't have a load of paint jobs. It had 2, and they were both pretty good because they're that charcoal one that you really like, Jack. You know the
black one.
Black one. Yeah, that was part of the Back in Time Grand Prix.
All right.
So yeah, not much to really say about Back in Time, which is very forgettable. There are a lot better Grand Prix. In 6th, then technically is Neon Circus. It was mine. It came for 6th, and it was your least favorite, Jack. Why was Neon Circus your least favorite Grand Prix?
From what I remember, so I had to research a little bit about the Grand Prix, obviously, because I didn't experience all of them. But from just what I was looking at, I just don't think it brought a lot to the game. I mean, it had good characters. Getting Koala Kong. I think it was Koala Kong we got.
It was Koala Kong, Pasadena, and Von Clutch.
Yeah,
and King Chicken.
Yeah, I was quite happy with the characters, but the track overall as well, it just feels like a giant baby park to me. I don't know what it is.
It is. That's the perfect way to describe it. It's the perfect way to describe it. It's a large, annoying baby park.
And I hate that track.
At least,
yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the way to describe it. For me, the reason that I put it so low was the fact that the track is awful.
Yeah.
It's my second least favorite track. The things that made it better for me than Spyro and Back in Time were the characters. Some of the skins were really good.
The Clown Cortex one had me.
Clown Cortex is great. And then the big savior for this Grand Prix was Ring Rally.
Oh yeah,
was that when it was
Ring Rally was the big Ring Rally was for Nitro Tour, and that was the one thing that saved this Grand Prix. It would have been a lot lower if it wasn't for Ring Rally, which I think is a great game mode, which we're gonna talk about in a bit in the best and worst features topic. But yeah, Ring Rally is what saved that Grand Prix for me. If it wasn't for that, it probably would have been a lot lower.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hate Neon Circus, but it wasn't like one that I liked. It was just kind of a GP filler GP.
Yeah, exactly. Like the thing when we get into the top 5 now is they're all for the most part they were all pretty good. Like, we're not saying that any of them apart from Spyro were particularly bad, but it was just a bit of filler.
Yeah,
you can tell that everything kind of just went into the other ones. So I don't know which one to talk about next. I feel like we should talk about,
because I all put Nitro Tour at 5th, which is just like, in terms of general audience, most people would disagree with you there.
I'm going to give my reasoning for placing Nitro Tour so low, and then Jack can follow it up.
I'm going to have to... It'll be hard for me to explain, but sure.
So with the reason I put Nitro Tour so far down was the characters were fine. Well, the characters, the characters are probably one of the best drops that we had with Torna and the Nitro Squad. Probably one of the best drops. The track is decent. I have nothing against the track. I feel like Twilight Tour is decent, but I feel like there's been better tracks in the GPs now. It was kind of a good start. There's just the cosmetics were extremely boring, to the point where if you were to say to me, hey Ethan, can you name a single skin from the Nitro Tour Grand Prix, I'd be like, no, I think that Biker Crash was one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe. And that's about it. That's all I remember. I just think the cosmetics were extremely
the tiny one. There was a really good tiny skin from that one.
Oh yeah, which one was that?
The general
was that Gladiator, or was that no? That was that Gladiator, or was that Biker Tiny? I genuinely don't remember.
Biker Tiny.
See, this is what I'm talking about. It's just, for me, the cosmetics
was the first GP. You're gonna forget stuff by now.
Yeah, but no, in my opinion, the cosmetics were just a bit and the track was decent, but there's better tracks, and the characters were great. But there's also the fact that I think 2 in 5 CTR players plays the Nitro Squad.
Yeah, like before this update, you go online and it was 50% Coco, because there was no other female.
Yeah, exactly. So
this gave all the little boys options for it.
It was the female character DLC that they added a week after launch. They just pushed all the female characters till a week after launch for some reason, which was funny. But yeah, so no, I think it's great. Why did you like Nitro Tour so much, Kane?
I mean, I just liked it. It was the first one, and it was fun. It kind of set the standard for is this a good one? Well, is it at least as good as Nitro? Because it was the first one, and then after it, you had Back in Time, which was like, okay, this is not as good as Nitro Tour, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of set the standard. It did a good job with adding content. Oh no, all these characters got added, but they didn't come with skins. No, they did come with memorable skins.
Yeah, they did come with skins.
But
that's true.
They didn't add too much else to the game. But
also, one thing that I do want to say, which is what also knocked it down a little bit of a point, was that it's the only Grand Prix that didn't have the option for you to do the Nitro fill up at the end of it. I never had to use Nitro fill up, but you would never. You couldn't use your Wumpa coins to fill up the gauge afterwards. They were locked forever until 2 months. There was no second chances in a way.
Yeah, but they added it all back in. You can buy it now.
Yeah, but at the time it was annoying for people that were so close, they were late and couldn't finish it off.
Didn't buy the game until a month later, I guess.
Yeah. Jack, what do you think of Nitro Tour?
Honestly, I don't know a lot about the skins in that. Probably can't get much information from you because you forgot. But overall,
they were mostly Nitro Squad. Yeah, they were mostly Nitro Squad.
I'll get into the Nitro Squad. I don't actually really care about them at all. So I think there was nothing for me to really care about there. Tawna was completely fine as an addition. I think that was good. The actual track itself, I actually really, really like that track.
Yeah, I like the track.
Generic as it may seem compared to the other tracks in the Grand Prix, I think it works really well.
And it's really smooth. Compared to other ones, it's got a good flow.
Yeah.
I just love the fact that it's themed off of Egyptian themed levels and Crash Warped.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Did Crash Warped better than Vicarious did.
Yeah.
Oh, also I thought, when did they add in the when did they separate cart type from your character?
That was Spooky Grand Prix.
Okay, I should move Spooky GP up.
That's why mine's so high.
Fair enough.
But yeah,
to third.
Okay, cool. All right, let's move on. We've talked enough about that one, so I think the next one to talk about would be Winter Festival.
I've got it 5th. You got it 4th.
Yeah, we both got it 4th. Winter Festival had some great skins.
Some weird characters.
All the festive skins were pretty great. I think the character roster in terms, it gave a load of characters, but I think what I like about the character roster from this in particular, and it's kind of why I like the Nitro Tour one as well, the roster from Nitro Tour, was it was very much a fan service pack of characters. It was like, not in terms of the way that you're thinking of it, Kane, but in terms of the way that it was very much characters that, if you had asked me, hey, do you think Rillaroot is going to be a character in CTR Nitro Fueled? I would have gone, no, of course not. Rillaroot would never be in the game.
I think this is when Beanox started actually like
listening to that, kind of about it,
going along with
Yaya Panda. I think there was like 2 people on the Reddit that were like, "You can make Yaya Panda in the game." I'm like, okay,
Matt.
It probably. I think Matt was the only person that knew about Yaya Panda before.
I didn't even know who Yo-Yo Panda was. Matt had to tell me.
I still don't really. I just know that it's a mobile Crash game.
Yeah, exactly. But I really like the characters. As ugly as Rillaroot is, it kind of fed into the meme. As broken, as ugly as Broken Rillaroot is, like, it kind of fed into the meme.
Rillaroot being added here definitely improved Gasmoxia, or no, whatever this new update.
The update, the new update. Yeah,
it doesn't have a name.
Title update 9, as it's called. No.
You call the Beanox update, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of Beanox things added.
There's a lot of Beanox things.
Yep.
So yeah, apart from the collision on the shortcut to Gingerbread Joyride,
that is like the reason that I hate that track. Like, if that shortcut worked right, it would probably not be 5th for me.
Apart from that, I love the track in general.
Yeah, I agree.
I like the layout of Gingerbread Joyride a lot.
But that shortcut's so bad.
It is.
The worst thing I hate about that shortcut is just the snow. It just looks like something you can jump over. I don't mind the fence that much. It's just the snow is really weird, because when I was first learning the track, and obviously when I was still new to the game, I just constantly lose my blue fire and be like, why? Why is the snow designed as walls?
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't have anything else to add on Winter Festival. Is there anything else that people want to talk about? Shall we move on?
Yeah, we're going to move on.
Okay, so I think we are up to talking about our 3rd place pick. Yeah, our 3rd place pick. This is Kane's favorite GP. So in 3rd, me and Jack put Rustland.
I like Rustland.
Kane, why don't you talk about why you like Rustland? Because it's your number 1, so you can have the floor, dude.
I mean, I like the track. I thought a lot of the characters were good, like the skins. I don't know. It was a fun GP. I don't really have too much to add, but I just had fun playing that GP in particular.
The track's sick, to be fair.
I think the thing that saves that GP for me is I'm not really a fan of the skins that much. I think except for there's a couple of them that I like Crashes and I like Polars, but the vast majority of the Rustland skins I really don't like. It's just Mega Mix Mania is an incredible track. It's probably my 2nd favorite track out of all the tracks that they added.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think I know why that GP is my favorite.
Go on then.
Because I didn't grind for all the coin to buy everything. I got the 42k, but I didn't buy everything. While the other ones I did buy most of, if not all, the GP stuff that was in the shop as they went.
Nice. So yeah, Jack, do you have anything to add other than you like the track?
I mean, I like the skins actually quite a lot from it. The whole theming of the GP was really cool to me. I also really liked obviously the track I've mentioned, but
let's also talk about Mega Mix real quick. Yeah, let's talk about Mega
Mix. I think was a really cool addition. So he was from the Game Boy games. Which one was it?
Yeah, XS Future Adventure, I think, or was it the one after?
I think it was a really cool addition.
Entrance had entrance, yeah. So it was huge adventure. But yeah, when people said beforehand, when Beta M data mined the Christmas GP, and it said that the character was Megamix, I remember everyone was like, "Oh no, like this is it, like this is where they've hit the bottom of the barrel." But they actually did a really good job of Megamix as a character. They somehow made what was really just a meme into an actual character. So fair play, because it was just a sprite at the end of the day that they had to turn into something like that. So yeah, fair play to them. In second, we've already talked about Nitro Tour, but it's Kane's third, and it's mine and Jack's second is the Spooky Grand Prix.
Yeah.
In terms of the Spooky Grand Prix, the reason that it's second for me is the track. I like the track. Nina's Nightmare is pretty great. The theme is nice. I liked the whole ghost hunt that we had.
Oh, right. That was when the golden apples got added as ghosts. They got converted to golden apples afterwards.
Oh, yeah. We forgot to mention golden apples and Rust. That was a great feature as well. That's probably another reason why it's high up.
That's fun.
But yeah, I liked the ghost hunt, and the characters were 3 characters that everyone really wanted to see.
One of the reasons one of my highest. It's like
Nina, Brio, and Komodo Mo were 3 of the original characters that people really wanted in the roster. So
they also just fit perfectly with the whole theming of Halloween as well.
Yeah, and the skins were great. Like genuinely, a load of the skins were great. Whether it was the Ghostbusters reference in Fate Crash's goose skin, or if it was there's like Witch Torna, there's a load of the Nina's ragdoll skin's pretty cool. There's quite a few cool skins in there.
Yeah,
the Tana skin, it's a good one.
But the reason that it's so high for me is this was the GP. This was the magical GP where they had engine swap. Engine swap was added to the game in this GP.
Yeah, so the previous GPs you were stuck using whichever character that had your stat that you wanted, and Excel literally only had one character skin per GP in some cases that you could use Excel with.
Well, same with speed. Same with speed. So I think it finally opened everyone's options up, because the speed options at that point were rather lacking. I think in the speed run you had to play as either Crunch, Amy, or Baby T. Those were the 3 viable characters before Engine Swap and Spyro as well.
You can play evil characters because Akuka was too slow or something.
Yeah, but now you could literally you can play like over half the roster now.
Yeah.
In a speedrun, which is
the entire roster, right?
Well, you could, but obviously in a speedrun setting, the evil characters are slower because of the dialogue. But
okay.
But no, engine swap was probably the best feature that they've added into this game, in all honesty. Agreed. Which, again, we'll talk about that. It's actually not part of our best features list, so let's just quickly add that in. Yeah, that's pretty great. Does anyone else have anything to say about it?
No,
I wasn't really a huge fan of the track. Like, it's all right, but it's kind of annoying. I don't know.
What, the 2 U-turns at the end?
And then you also have that side area that's useless, the shortcut that isn't faster.
Oh yeah, where they hit the crate.
Yeah,
that was really funny.
I've literally never been over here before.
Yeah, I didn't know it existed until you told me about it.
The only reason I knew was because I did the CTR tokens for the track, and one of them's over there.
Oh.
But yeah, so the number 1 rated, which Kane has a lot lower than me and Jack, that we put is Gas Moxia as our favorite Grand Prix. And I know that the same reason Jack has the exact same reason for me why this is the best is because it has the best track in the game that they added.
It's a really hard track. I'm not good at it.
It's hard, but honestly, it's a perfect track.
I think the best thing I liked about that track was because, like, one, it was a track that was new and got me introduced to like how to learn like a lot of the mechanics of the game when you want to like actually improve, such as U-turning and whatever. That track alone teaches you so well on how to like maintain blue fire, U-turn in the right spots. It's just really good for like, I think it's a really good track for like intermediate players that want to get good to learn the game, but obviously to optimize your times on that track, it's a different story.
Yeah, I think it's in terms of the mechanics that CTR Nitro Field introduced and just has in general, it's a perfect track for learning.
Yeah.
The mechanics, and it just feels so good to play.
Yeah.
Like honestly, it really punishes people if you don't, but
it kind of reminds me a little bit of like Hot Air Skyway.
Slip off the side. Everything is sloped outward.
Yeah,
yeah. A track that has the sloped inward so you could turn. Typical racing track design. Like this is just outward slopes, which makes no sense. It's annoying.
Yeah, but no, I really like the track, and the cosmetics are really cool as well for the most part.
I think the best part of the Gas Moxia GP was that it was the last GP, which isn't really something that's going to move it up on the list for me.
I mean, I just liked everything about it. I really liked that they finally added VLO. I really liked all the skins that they added for the most part. Every skin I liked. And then the track's just incredible. So that's the reason why it's number one for me.
Probably the best music track in the game.
Oh, and the
great music.
Soundtrack, dude. As for Mega Mix Mania and Drive Through Danger in particular, the soundtrack is on point for both of those.
Yeah.
In terms of the actual GP's content, so I wasn't too big on like the hover carts.
That's the one. The one thing that found it.
One thing I didn't like.
It's just 3 hover carts was annoying, and there was only 1 cart in the entirety of the 40-odd cart roster that had Nitro bonus on it.
Yeah, I really
had wheels, and that was annoying. Which was a shame because the wheels were really cool in this GP as well. They're like, hey, I have all these cool wheels, and then 1 cart to use them with.
Yeah, that was also the previous ones. You could use the pro cart or whatever it is, the champion cart.
I think that was a glitch that they forgot.
You couldn't do it on that one.
Yeah, the decals were still giving you 10%, but the cart wasn't. So I feel like that was just a glitch that they forgot to.
Yeah, the back in time was like still 10% or something at the time when I was playing on Gas Moxia GP.
Yeah, so there you go. Right then, there you go. There's our GP in review. I think the average is Spyro was last, then Back in Time, then Neon Circus, then Winter Festival by average, then Nitro Tour, then Rustland, then Spooky, and then
Rustland
Kazmaxia.
Should move higher up.
Why? Because it's 1, 3, and 3.
1, 3.
Yeah, but Kazmaxia was 1, 1, and 4.
2 and 3.
Spooky and Rustland.
Yeah, 1, 3, and 3 is higher than 2, 2, and 3 because that's averages to 2.33, while 1, 3, and 3 averages to 2. Oh, never mind, it's the same.
Yeah. Right. Anyway,
Moxia.
We've talked enough about it. We've talked enough about it. The GPs were fun.